What's up, summoners? Coach Brandon here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play out fights as a DPS carry of your team in team fights. Before we get into it, if you have any suggestions for future content or have any questions about League, feel free to ping me in our Discord. Alright, let's get into it. To warm up, you want to head into the practice range and place down 1 or 2 dummies. You want to practice using your ability combos on these dummies for about 3 minutes. You want to be extremely comfortable with your DPS combo so that you don't have to think about it in a real game. Getting up your combo as quickly as possible is important for most burst damage champs in the game. Knowing exactly how each of your abilities work, how they work together, is the foundation for success on any champ. First, we're going to talk about kiting. Kiting is when you're weaving abilities and or auto attacks while moving to dodge enemy abilities or stay out of your enemy's range. Kiting is extremely important for every ranged champ in the game, because if you get locked down with CC or hit with any major abilities, most of the time you just instantly die. Kiting is the foundation of playing most DPS champs in the game. To practice this, I would load into the practice tool and just practice weaving in abilities and auto attacks with movement. This is going to be the basis for combat, so it's extremely important that you focus on this and get comfortable with it. If you're using an auto attack champ, it's best to learn how to use the attack move function in the game. Attack move lets you attack an enemy that is closest to your cursor, so kiting becomes much easier, as you can move and then use the attack move to hit your target instead of having to hover over their exact location. It is a big quality of life thing and is not required, but I do highly recommend it for anyone playing auto attack champs. Next, I want to talk about who you mainly want to be using your damage on as a DPS champ. On a ranged auto attacker like an ADC, your job most of the time is to kill tanks and enemy fighters, because items like Lord Doms and your sustained damage from your auto attacks will be the main way for most teams to deal with the enemy frontline. For mages and assassins, your main goal is to remove the enemy carries. High burst combos don't really work on tanks, but they do work on squishy targets. So removing those enemy carries as soon as possible in a fight is an easy way to guarantee your team the win right from the start. TLDR, you should be looking to deal damage to whoever your damage is the most effective against on the enemy team, and use your big cooldowns to remove the largest threats of the enemy team. Doing this will make your fights a lot easier to win and will help you carry from the DPS role. The last thing I want to focus on for team fighting as a DPS is positioning. Even more important than kiting, proper positioning can stop you from having to kite at all. As a ranged carry, your goal should be to stay behind whoever makes up your front line, and make sure that you're out of range of any potential enemies. Positioning this way makes it so you do not have to worry about being hit with anything, and you are free to just pump in your damage on the enemy team. If you are melee DPS, these mostly consist of fighters like Diego, or assassins like I call it. You want to mainly be looking to flank. Your goal of these champs is to get into the backline, and it's hard to do that if you're staring down tanks. The best way to get through them is by actually avoiding them if you can. Don't go right through them, just look for ways to go around. There are an infinite number of ways to go about a fight as a DPS. Just look for the right place where you can balance safety while posing the biggest threat to the enemies as you can. Again, I'm Coach Brandon, and today we went over taking fights as a DPS. Please leave a comment if you have any questions, and I hope this video helped you out. Good luck, summoners. I'll see you all on the way.